Unfortunately, it won't blow anything up. I've actually tripped over that so many times, and so like I've almost blown this place up, and then they told me there's nothing in there, so we're all good.
Hi guys, and how's it going?
Quick rules to go over, but
Just to freak you out, that's how I'm starting my video.
That you would like to. All we ask though is
There's a lot of dead miners
we do have over 160
in this place. So,
also, like I mentioned, the smelting
this
pot
is
right
gold.
here is toxic to the touch. So for your guys' safety, I really don't want you to break it down into anything because it wouldn't be too fun. Oh, we do ask please no food or drink on the tour just because of the original carpeting we have.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, we just don't want it to
Beetlejuice, but
and then lastly, because it has been extended
instead
by quite some time recently, if you guys have any questions, if I could just
calling Beetlejuice or calling miners,
it'll just get much more information
and instead of having that whistle,
to your next tours on time.
you have
Well,
gold.
with that being said, we can go ahead and get started. So for reference, this photo was taken in the late 1870s, and you guys can see Mackie Mansion right here in all of its glory. Oh no, you're gold! But Mackie Mansion was constructed in 1859 and built in 1860 by a man named George Hurst, who you guys see right over there. Now, we are the oldest building in Virginia City, and also happen to be the 5th most haunted building in all of Nevada. And Nevada is the 3rd most haunted state, so we are very spiritual around here, let me tell you guys. Now, actually, the main reason for building this place is the superintendent's mining office that you guys are standing in. Now, we had a mine just across the street there called Golden Curry, which you guys can see here right in the picture. Now, what would happen is those miners would come out of there with their silver, come into this office, do some dealings with the superintendent. They would get their cash out, and then we would place the silver in the vault. Now, our very first superintendent was George Hurst, but not for long, because he actually got the mansion bought out from him fairly quickly. There was a man named John Mackie who was heading over from Ireland to New York in the 1840s, and we have Americanized his name just a little bit to be Mackie, which is the name you see on the mansion, but nonetheless. When he was 19, he headed down to California to get some luck and fortune in that gold rush. Sadly for him, though, he struck out because he missed the rush entirely. So there was no gold for John, but he did hear of the silver strike beginning in Virginia City and wanted to head on over. But the trek from New York to California cost him everything he had, so he had no way of getting here. So the way he did was he walked. John Mackie walked 115 miles all the way from Downeyville, California, up here to Virginia City. It took him forever, and I'm sure his feet were hurting at the end of it, but he did eventually make it here. Well, when he did, he made 3 friends that became his business partners. Their names were James Fair, James Flood, and William O'Brien. And together these men created the Bonanza firm. Now this firm was responsible for going into old run-down mines, getting them back up and working again, and getting profit from them. And John Mackie, once he worked up enough money, he bought out the mansion from Mr. Hurst in 1871. And then in 1873, the Bonanza firm literally struck silver. They discovered the world's largest silver strike, and it was the size of a football field. It earned them hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and in today's money, we actually equivalent that to a cool $3 billion. Billion dollars, yeah. So these were extremely rich men. Earned them the names of Silver Kings or Silver Barons, and it was called the Big Bonanza Strike. So if you've ever heard those names throughout town, that's what it is from. That's the history of our home and why we are here, and we can get on into some of the furnishings and secrets, maybe even paranormal stuff of the house. So you guys, if you take a look into this cabinet, you'll be able to see that quartz sample right there. Now the dark veins that are running through the inside, ready for this? That's gonna be real silver. Heck yeah, so we got silver and gold, heck yeah. Now we would
Silver and gold.
Oh, you know the song. Awesome.
Oh, in the song here?
Yeah, in the stone. And that's actually how they would find the silver, is by following little traces, like a line of
I'm the little singer in my family.
Crush it up into a fine talcum-like powder, and then place it into something like this, which is a smelting pot or crucible. Now, the reason why this thing is toxic is because we would mix the silver with some really crazy stuff, like mercury, arsenic, and cyanide. Yeah, really fun things, right? And this one was actually used here in Virginia City, so if you take a look on the inside, you can see silver and gold residue left over from back in the day. So it's really fancy, I think all the colors have the stars, so it's really cool. Right, isn't it beautiful? Now also, if you guys take a look at the ceiling, wallpaper, drapes, and carpet, they're actually an exact replica of what you would have seen in its glory days. Now in 1990, a company named Bradbury & Bradbury came in this room and redid the entire thing using reference photos, but it is the only room in the house that has been restored, so all the others have original carpet and original wallpaper. And also, all the light fixtures you'll see throughout the house will be original too. You guys will see a bunch of these ornate knobs on the bottom, and those are old gas knobs. Now, we did run on gas until the late 1880s when we switched to electricity, when a man came in and did all the wiring throughout the house, and that man was none other than Mr. Thomas Edison himself. So we do have Edison exposed wiring on the hallway. I'd love to show you guys in just a minute. It's really awesome. If you want to go ahead and follow me on over there, I do have
Thomas
an awesome
Edison,
tour.
that's insane.
Isn't that so cool? I know. Did you learn about him in school yet?
I'm just in 2nd grade and I'm about to finish the year. Right now I'm on vacation.
I like it though. Are you excited to go into 3rd grade?
Yeah, my school's all the way back in Wisconsin, Elkhorn, and it's called Jackson School.
That sounds awesome. Well, I hope you have a good time in 3rd grade. That should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, if you take a look right over here, that lovely man is John Mackie himself. Now, please forgive the film scratch on his face, but it's him nonetheless. Right over here is James Fair, his business partner. That is Teresa Fair, James' wife. And you guys, these two had a really terrible relationship. That was sadly due to the fact that Mr. Fair would cheat on her so often. That's actually why we like to call him Mr. Affair. And they would get to fight so bad that they would turn physical and start throwing punches at each other. So the man that you're seeing right here, Governor Kinkead of Nevada at the time, he was very well known for breaking the two up. So that is why he stood directly in between them. So a pretty funny tidbit. He's kind of the ref of their relationship. And this man, even though he is slightly older in the photo, I promise you he's quite the popular man, especially in his time. That is actually Ulysses S. Grant, our president in general during the Civil War. Now, the reason he was up here was because the silver pulled out of our mines was used to help fund the Union, which is why Nevada is known as the battle-born state. He went down into those mines at one point, and when he came back up, he was quoted as saying, "That's about as close to HE double hockey sticks as I ever want to get." Yep. Now, his reason for saying that is actually because we have geothermal grounds here in Virginia City, so the deeper that you go, the hotter it gets. And at certain points in the mines, it would reach up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, so our miners would have to go down there, work for about 15 minutes, and then get thrown into ice chambers to be able to cool off. So that is what he was referring to. I know, quite crazy, but I suppose that's what they had to deal with.
Yeah, we went to Grant's home in Galena, Illinois. So,
that was actually based off of Mackie Mansion here. So yeah, if you look at that house that's got like the green shutters and the brick on the outside, like how Mackie Mansion does. So that's really awesome that you guys have gone over there. That's sweet. Now, also, did you guys know that Jack Sparrow spent the night in our haunted mansion? I'm not even joking. Johnny Depp and Cell stayed here in 1995. Woohoo! Isn't that awesome? Captain Jack. Right? No, he was actually shooting the 95 film Dead Man in Virginia City, and he drove past the mansion, took one look, and said, "I want to stay there," and so he did. Now, he was supposed to stay here for about a month long, but then that got cut short into 3 nights long, because on the 3rd night, he awoke upstairs in Mr. Mackie's bedroom to a little girl in a white nightgown jumping up and down on his bed. Now, it freaked the living daylights out of him, right? He literally ran directly outside of here, and once he got outside, he actually told his crew members, "You guys can go back in there and grab my things, because I'm not going to go back inside of that mansion." And to this day, he still will not come in here, so I like to think that we scared him away with the little girl of all things. But I probably would have been terrified as well, so I really don't blame him. And I'm just going to run right past John and head over to the store. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I love Jack Sparrow.
I love him too. Isn't he so awesome?
I know.
I'm hoping he can come back
Like
sometime.
Yesenia, my babysitter, Yesenia, she also likes him. She said that there is going to be a new movie coming out.
It's
been 3 years. It's been
right?
2 years since she said that. I'm starting to not believe it.
I can promise you they are going to come out with that. I don't know when, but it'll be soon, I promise you. Now, you guys, this right here, I know it might look like a closet, but I promise you it's not. This front door is what we call a masking door or a fake door, and what is actually hidden behind it is going to be the vault.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is where about 5 to 7 days worth of silver would have been placed. And we did have an armed guard in here for about 12 hours of the day. This was supposed to stay very, very secret, but obviously somebody spilled the beans. Because in 1883, two men came storming in here to try and rob the vault. They had no clue about the armed guard, so when they opened the door, they were met with a guard and a shotgun, and were both shot point blank in the chest and died right around where you guys are standing. But we have changed the carpet since then, so you guys are all good.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're more than welcome to head on inside. Just watch out for that cement lip right there on the ground, because it's not fun to face plant in, I say from experience. And then take your time inside of there, you guys.
All the
But
gold
as
and
soon as you're done,
silver
if I could have you head on
stored.
into the parlor room right here
Okay,
for me,
sure.
I'd really appreciate that. Take your time though, you
Yeah,
guys.
my grandpa could grandma. I mean,
Oh my god.
In the vault, I'm not too sure. I haven't really gone in there too much and looked around and gotten too much information from there. Have you been on the tour before?
Not on the tour, I just watch a lot of stuff.
I'm right there with you. Well, we can look in there and see if we can find something. I don't know from what I got.
It's really cold
you know,
in
if
this
you want to
room.
snap pictures while you're videoing, you press this button.
Okay, I'll get a few.
Cool. Cheers.
Ooh, it's cold in here.
I know.
Good.
It does feel good. My berries all today.
Look at that fireplace.
Oh yeah, this is really cool. This reminds me of that mansion that we went to. Oh, and my camera's dead.
Ugh.
Wow. They killed your battery. Maybe the garden
Just like
tray
that.
killed your battery.
On the ground.
And do you guys do you have any other questions I can answer before we head on into the next section?
My camera's dead. Any questions, Jacob, that you want to? No? Okay, so now let's let her talk.
No, you're totally good. Now, you guys, if you take a look at this mantle right here, it's actually extremely rare. It's only one of 3 in the entire world. Brought here from London, England in the 1860s, and it's hand carved out of English tiger's oak by a man named Robert Adams. Now, the only other 2 of these that are in the world, one sits at Thomas Jefferson's home in Monticello, and the other one sits in the White House. And not only the White House, but the state dining room, so it's one of the most important rooms in the entire place. So how cool is that, right? Now also, if you take a look up at this mirror, it was brought here in 1874 and lined with gold leaf paint. Now the reason why this thing is so untarnished for being so old is actually because it is backed with diamond dust. So if you guys can see that shimmer that it gives off, it is absolutely gorgeous. Now we do have a total of 6 of these in town, but I gotta tell you guys just a little bit of a secret.
I'm a YouTuber, you're not.
I love that. Now, a little bit of a secret is that these are all from Germany or Italy, and they're all backed with
just filming the
silver
ground.
ore and
You're
mercury.
wasting it.
I was not filming the ground, I'm filming right now.
But Mr. Mackie, I think he kind of got to a point where he had no clue what to do with all of his money. So he purchased this one from Paris, and it is actually backed with real diamond dust. So it is the most expensive in town, which in my opinion makes it the coolest. So isn't that absolutely wonderful? We're so grateful for having it around here. Awesome. And I'm just going to flip on the light switch super quickly. Boom, there you go. And that chandelier you're seeing is going to be completely plated in 14 karat gold. So they went really hard on this house when they were first building it, let me tell you guys. Now also, if you take a look at this lovely lady on the left side of the mantle, that is going to be Mary Louise Mackie, or Mr. Mackie's wife. And I know what you might be thinking, dang, that is a really mean looking lady. I know she kind of has RBF a little bit, but I promise you guys her looks are super deceiving. She's completely most amazing. She was so kind that she donated the land that family was sitting on top of, which is the brick building out there in 6 Mile. And that was built so that mentally ill patients and miners in mining accidents would actually have a place to go, so it was very kind of her. Now, she also handpicked all of the stained glass windows in St. Mary's Cathedral, which is the red and white church up there in town. Then her and Mr. Mackie rebuilt that after the Great Fire of 1875 because Mackie was Irish Catholic, so they did it for free. And also, she was a seamstress up on C Street and did the finest gowns in town for all the ladies. Well, she was so talented and loved fashion so much, she actually owned a second home in Paris, France, which you can see is this gigantic building in the very front of this postcard right here. I know, right? Very modest. No.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And that is actually right in front of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Paris, and it is the current Belgian embassy over there. If you guys ever want to go see it, I highly recommend it. It's absolutely beautiful. I've never been over there before, but I have seen pictures of it, and from what I've seen, it's pretty awesome. But you guys, even though her and her 2 sons were in Paris, they still found quite some time to see her husband, Mr. John Mackie, right there. That is him himself, a very handsome man. And if you guys take a look right behind you, you'll be able to see him once again in the painted portrait of the man of the house in his famous gray and blue suit. Now, he is definitely stuck around here, because let me tell you guys, I've even seen him myself so many times. Now, Mr. Mackie actually likes to pace around the wraparound porch out there in that famous gray and blue suit, which is how I've personally seen him. Now, it's actually gotten to the point where we've not only had customers call into the mansion, but also police officers come up to the mansion, all claiming to have seen a creepy man in a gray suit pacing out there, looking like he's about to break in. But no worries, it's just Mr. Mackie, you know, making his rounds, doing his thing, keeping his eye on the house. And he's an extremely sarcastic man, so I can tell you guys that we get along very, very well. So it all works out. Now, like I mentioned, the Mackies did have 2 sons. Their names were William and Clarence, and sadly, William actually met his demise at the very young age of only 25 years old. Now, on October 16th, 1895, Willie was out riding horses in Paris with some of his friends. Now, his horse got spooked and ran straight into the forest, bucked Willie off the saddle, and Willie went straight into a tree trunk. Received a terrible head injury and died a few hours later with his friends, family, and dog by his side. I know, it was really quite unfortunate.
I ride a horse.
You do ride a horse? Heck yeah! Just don't let your horse get spooked and go into a forest. That would not be good.
No, Sky doesn't get spooked, and also she barely even runs. Like her
That's
trot,
so cool though.
like her trot is like. They don't even call it a trot. They call it the slalom trot.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love that though. That's amazing. Now, unfortunately, William did pass away, but his brother Clarence made it through. And that is Clarence with his wife Catherine on their wedding day in 1898. Now, he inherited the entire Mackie family fortune, but he made the super grave mistake when he did of investing that fortune in the stock market in December of 1928. Yeah, so slightly less than a year later, he lost every single cent in the Great Depression. Doesn't that suck? I know.
Wow.
But if you take a look right over there, that is actually going to be Clarence and Catherine's 3 beautiful children. So you can see on the left is little Catherine Mackie. The boy in the middle is going to be Jonathan Mackie, and then the girl on the right is going to be Ellen Mackie. And you guys, Ellen had a really amazing love story, but sadly, because of who she loved, her father Clarence ended up disowning her. Now, have you guys ever heard of the songs White Christmas, Putting on the Ritz, God Bless America? So those were all written by a man named Irving Berlin, and that is who Ellen fell in love with. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Now, the only
That's
issue was that
actually
Mr. Irving
amazing.
was Jewish, and the reason why that was even a problem is because Clarence was Irish Catholic like his father, and this was the 20s, so he said to Ellen, I don't want you being with that Jewish boy. She would not listen to him, so he ended up disowning her. But Mrs. Mackie, who is Ellen's grandmother, she went up to Ellen and told her, to heck with your father, that is not his marriage, and you can marry whoever in the world that you would like to. So you guys, in 1926, Ellen married Irving. Right? Now, the marriage actually made headlines in the 20s for being the biggest interfaith marriage of the century thus far. And they lived a very long and happy life until 1988, when Ellen passed away of old age at the age of 85, and Irving passed away just a year later at the age of 101 of a broken heart. Right, and a very long life, a very sweet story, and the best part of it all is that Irving went back a few years later and invested some of his own money into the stock markets. From that, he earned back almost the entire Mackie family fortune, gave it all back to Clarence, and they became really great friends until Clarence's death in 1938. So that just shows how amazing of a man Irving was. I mean, he really took the high road there. Now, also, this tapping gown that you're seeing is going to be Ellen's own from when she was a full-grown woman. So we are very, very lucky to still have it around here. And also, the chairs that you guys are seeing, John Mackie and Ulysses S. Grant were extremely good friends in their day, and Mrs. Mackie wanted to do something special for Grant for his election, so she had these chairs hand-carved, and she added her own special little touch because she finished plushing the chairs and then hand-embroidered each of the stars that you guys are seeing on the chair. I genuinely have no clue how she did that because they are so perfect every single time.
I'm like looking
But props to her because she was clearly quite the talented and patient woman, so She was really awesome.
Cool.
Right?
I like them.
Now, also, during the Mackie's time here, they did host a maid named Harriet. Now, Harriet and Mrs. Mackie got into a lot of fights, and this was only due to the fact that these were both very strong-headed women. But it all worked out. The Mackie family did really love Harriet, quite like a grandmother, and we know this because they honored her with a post-mortem photo. Have you guys ever heard of post-mortem photography before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, viewer discretion is advised, you guys. I do have a post-mortem I'd like to show you. But if you take a look right over here, you can see Harriet's own. Wow. So she is very dead in this. You can see that her eyes are sewn open, her mouth is sewn shut, and her hands are bound together.
Oh my god.
So I know, just a little bit creepy, but I promise you guys this is the least creepy one I've ever seen, so I'm kind of glad this is the one we have around here. But it does show us that the family did truly love Harriet, and for that reason, that is why we believe that she stayed around here. And we actually have caught a picture of her before. We have a picture of a ghost. You want to see it? It's super awesome. Heck yeah. Now, just a couple years ago, a tourist lady came in this exact room to take a picture after every person had left. And about where my left window is right there, we used to have a little shaving mirror standing right in the corner. Now, this lady went to go take pictures in the direction of that mirror, and as she went to review the photos, she saw that in the reflection, she captured what appears to be Harriet actually walking out of the office and into the parlor room. Now, I do have the photo to show you guys, but I need to let you know that all of our photos have been sent in to specialists, and they all have been confirmed to be not photoshopped, not tampered with in any way. So these are all as real as it gets. Alrighty, you guys. So, if you take a look, you can see her maid's outfit, hands, more face, bonnet, and the yellow paneling on the other side of the doorway. So it's quite incredible. And actually, if you do take a closer look, you can see her hands. She's like carrying in something into the parlor room. So she's still clearly helping out around here and doing her maid duties. And we really appreciate her for that. It's very gracious. She didn't need to do that. So pretty awesome that she's still working around here. Now, we also do have two little girls that are running around the mansion. Their names are Emma and Lily, and they were Seven Stars back in the day. Now, sadly, they were taken from us at a super young age, at the ages of about 4 and 8 because of scarlet fever and tuberculosis. But Emma, the 4-year-old, is the one we believe woke up Mr. Depp on his fateful night here. And we have actually caught a picture of her before on the first floor staircase in the dining room mirror reflection, which I would love to show you guys. So, you guys can see the dining room, and then boop. There's Emma just standing right there in the corner doing her thing. So it's very, very cool. You can even see she's got her white little nightgown, her 2 little red bows, a little lace frill around her neck, and then her hair that comes down to about her shoulders and is a little bit curly and messed up, like as if she were sleeping. So it was really cool. I know, it kind of gives you chills a little bit. Yeah. But I promise you, they're super nice and just like kids, you know, nowadays. They just run up and down the stairs, run through the hallways, like giggle all the time. It sounds like a horror movie, but I promise you, just like little kids just regularly running upstairs. So it's awesome. Now, you guys, I am going to send you up there to kind of do some exploring on your own, but I do need to let you know what is up there. So first of all, when you get to this next room, you'll see we have a residential doorway. Now, directly above that, we have a real Tiffany's glass window. Now, Mrs. Mackie and Tiffany, I know, aren't they so cool? Mrs. Mackie and Tiffany's had the most amazing relationship. They actually made her this 1,250-piece silverware set out of pure sterling silver. That was about 300 pounds worth. There's a lot more to it than this, but all of it's going to be at the Mackie School of Mines at UNR in Reno if you guys want to go see it. It's a free museum tour as well. Now, they also made her this $1 million necklace that is laid with sapphires and diamonds, right? It is now sitting at a museum in Paris, and I desperately wish that we had this, but it's also now estimated at about $30 million nowadays. So for obvious reasons, we do not have it here. Yeah, we don't need any Pink Panthers. Yeah. But clearly they did love her and they made her that window in there. So that's really awesome. Now, as you guys are heading up the stairs, I need to ask, please hold on to the railings because these are such short and steep steps and I really don't want you guys falling. Now, when you reach the top of the staircase, if you look to your right, you'll see another tiny little staircase that leads up to the attic. Now, the attic is closed off to the public. We did tell that to Ghost Adventures, but they did not listen. They broke in anyways. Jay Mosley and Aaron Godwin, 2 of the investigators, when they tried breaking in there, they tried not once, not twice, but 3 different times to break in. And all 3 times the Shadow Man was warning them.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So you remember? So you saw that he banged around, stomped around, and growled at them.
Yeah.
And Jay was knocked all the way down that little teensy staircase to the
Right.
very bottom. But unfortunately, they did not stop there. They just kept going
Yeah.
in. So we don't know what happened after that. But I do know Jay was knocked down that staircase to the very bottom on his
Yeah,
bum.
I remember that.
Yeah, and luckily that staircase you saw wasn't nearly too far to fall. He just had a little short thing, but it serves him dang right. He should
Right.
not have been trespassing.
Yeah.
and
We
we
told
didn't
him not
warn
to do
so-
that.
Exactly. So at least the Shadow Man came out and gave him a little spanking. So
Right.
now the first room on the left side of the hallway is going to be John Mackey's room, and that is the room where Johnny Depp had his paranormal experience.
Oh, okay.
I have actually touched the bed before, and I was like, heck yeah, Johnny Depp, John Mackey, let's go. It was pretty cool. Now the bed frame, the red love seat, and the red chair you'll see in that room are all original to John Mackey, but they are the only originals in there, so all the rest are going to be 1800s authentic. So original to the time, just not to the house. And also the wallpaper you'll see in that room is going to be Shields green wallpaper, so it is completely arsenical, so please do not touch it. It's fun but hazardous, you know. Now the first room on the right side of the hallway is going to be our haunted dolls room, and we have quite the big collection of haunted dolls. I know, but they're all super nice. No Annabelles or Chuppies or anything like that. They do really love the attention. So if you guys just want to wave at them as you pass by, I'm sure they would love it.
Okay.
The little middle room, I know it's a little freaky, but they're all super nice. Now the little middle room up there is going to be another children's room with some gorgeous original wallpaper I wish I could take home with me. And that is the only room upstairs that is not going to be gated, so you guys are more than welcome to kind of venture on in there and do some exploring. Now the last room on the right side of the hallway is going to be the Wild West very first indoor bathroom. So we have the original bathtub, the original water heater, and our $10,000 toilet. Now the reason why that toilet is so dang expensive is because... Sorry guys, I'm getting the hiccups really bad. Is because it is painted on the outside, inside, and the rim with gold leaf paint. You're right. I know. I could not imagine what that was.
Fancy.
I know. I don't know what it is with extremely rich people and golden toilets, but I guess they gotta have some type of golden throne or something. It's so funny.
Yeah, just
No.
like pooping on a golden throne.
No, it better be gold poop then if you're gonna do that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they could
Just
tarnish
pooping
that.
on my throne, right?
No.
Clean it up.
The last room on the left side of the hallway is going to be Mrs. Mackey's room. And yes, her and Mr. Mackey did have separate rooms, but it was very normal during the Victorian era. So they had a conjoining doorway to which they could go straight in and out to see each other. And the bed frame chaise lounge, it's also known as a fainting chair, which is that blue one you'll see in front. Those are both original to Mrs. Mackey. Once again, they are the only originals in there, so all the rest are going to be 1800s. And sadly, that does include the pantyhose, the dresses, and the shoes, but it's still pretty cool that they're 1800s, so we really like it, having it around here. Now, while you guys are upstairs, I need to ask you, please nobody out on the balcony, only because it is closed off to the public for safety reasons. The railing's not sturdy at all. But you guys are more than welcome on into that children's room, like how I mentioned. Now, how you guys will exit is not, running into the staircase, not only by going off of this flight of stairs that you're seeing, we will come down, do a loopy-loop, and go directly down the flight underneath us. Now, once we reach that bottom floor, if you look to your left, you'll see our dining room with our dining room table that has been sat at by John Mackey, Ulysses S. Grant, Mark Twain, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, and Johnny Depp. So, quite the multitude of people. I know, not Johnny Depp at the same time as the others. That might be just a little bit weird. But then you'll just exit out that glass doorway onto the brick pathway and out into the street. We do have 2 acres of property you guys are more than welcome to explore. We have an original gazebo over 2,600 feet of mines, John Mackey's carriage house, our 100-mile view, and also little baby chickens out there. I'm sure they'd love to see you guys because I'm too terrified to say hi, so I'm sure they love the attention. And we do weddings, Victorian tea parties, and paranormal investigations, so if you guys are interested, please go online to our website for more information. We'd love to have you. And do you guys have any other questions I can answer before I send you on upstairs? No? Awesome.
Let's
All
go
right,
upstairs.
wonderful. Yeah. Now, as you are heading up the stairs, it's much easier for you to see because you'll get a nice little top view. But going up and over this door frame right here is the Edison exposed wiring. So keep an eye out for that one. It's really cool. But thank you guys so much for coming in. My name was Megan. I hope you enjoyed the tour today.
Ouch.
But if you did not, though, my name is Shelly, and I was literally just a ghost or something. Have a good rest of your day, you guys. Thank you, Megan. Have a good rest of your trip as well.
Hi.
What? Staircases.
Grandma, look at the first room.
Oh no.
The first room is evil doll room.
This is you're going over.
Look at all the dolls. There's so many dolls.
No, I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, if I fought like that one doll I couldn't handle.
Jacob,
But oh God.
I have a dare for you.
What?
Go up to the top of the stairs.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
No.
Go to the top of the stairs and knock on the attic door.
Why?
You should do it, Daddy.
Hello.
Hola. Hola.
Remember that part of the episode? It's crazy.
Nobody home.
Nobody home.
So cool, like, see, so that horse moved. And, remember, Jacob?
Yeah, it moved in that video.
Yeah, the guy had a video of this room, and that horse moved.
Yeah, it went do.
And one of these dolls is not a good doll. I forget which one it is. Yeah, it's so crazy, like, how tiny these rooms are. Right, that's what I thought about. France.
Grandma, look. All of those dolls are haunted. Every single one of them. Oh, and if you thought the haunted dolls were done.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, what a God. Oh no.
Oh, I got chilled. Really?
I'm taking
I
all.
had a question for her and I forgot to ask her.
What is?
Oh my gosh. She said
Look at
that.
this keep out sign that they put in.
Yeah, just found something. Cool.
Cool.
Look at that toilet. Oh my gosh.
I put a fake skeleton. Oh wow! Look at that toilet. They put a fake skeleton just to make it funnier.
So she said this is the 5th most haunted in Virginia City.
No.
So my question was, what is the most haunted?
Oh.
Your camera keeps
I
dying.
know, but I keep on telling it, nope, you're not gonna die.
Those fixtures.
So this is
Grandma's
where
like
Johnny Depp ran.
freaked out of this room.
This is
Yeah.
funny.
Like, if I thought that rocking chair doll was creepy, that rocks its chair and sometimes smiles, there's like, and then there's just a few thousand haunted dolls. I gotta take like 50 pictures. Look at this wallpaper. It looks like the back room's wallpaper. Just not stained. Look at that portrait. It's like tipped over. That's creepy.
Where's that window?
I don't know. Yeah. Would it be in her room?
That's the window she was talking about.
Chill pill.
And then they exposed Edison. Yeah, where's that?
Oh, my heart.
For real?
Yeah. My heart's just pounding. Oh.
Why is it pounding?
Because the first thing you see when you walk into this room is that. Like, all of these dolls. The whole room's just
How do I
dolls.
go ask her?
Go back down.
Well, she's got another tour.
Well, they don't. Have them go out.
I'm scared.
I'm scared, buddy. Well, I'm glad we did this. There's a lot of.
I wanted to go in here.
Do you want to build a snowman? I'm making it scarier. Because Anna's song is scary. No one likes Anna's song.
Oh,
She did.
Do you want to build a snowman?
That's where she said a window.
I'm probably gonna get thousands of orbs in this place. I'm gonna take a few pictures here, and a few pictures here, and a few pictures here, guys. Look at this video. It's like a few hours long. It's 35 minutes long so far. Hi. Oh, what did they do to your eye? I feel bad for that one. Freaks me out. Don't worry, guys. That's fake. Keep out. Metro Center just goes do 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 do. Did you hear that?
What?
I heard ting. It sounded like a bed being jumped on.
So like that when I stopped the meeting.
I'm gonna take a few pictures of that dress. Daddy, I wouldn't get near that evil doll room. A few of the dolls are nice, but one of them is evil.
Oh, I got some. Did you? Did I? Yeah.
Oh no, guys! Man, bro. It's creepy. Da.
Yeah, like
Dup,
half
dup,
of the
dup,
Ghost
dup.
Adventure crew was here while the other half went to the post office.
Oh, okay.
And investigated the basement of the post office.
Dub, deedly, dub.
How do you get down here without? There's big tumbles here and there.
Oh yeah.
This is probably.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
I'm going back.
Yeah, that's probably it. Oh, here's the exposed wire.
Go to this side.
Right here.
Oh wow, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Oh yeah, exposed wire. Done by Thomas Jefferson himself.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Edison.
Yeah.
That's cool. I should get a few snaps of that. Look, you can see like cracks where all the
This-
wires are in
is it
the
that?
ceiling.
Glass?
Yeah, that's
Above
what
the
they're
door?
thinking.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
No,
That's all that one. I guess that's tipping.
It's got a crack in it.
The glass.
Yeah, top left.
Oh yeah, it does.
That's a bummer.
I'm worried if I get pushed down these stairs. Like, if it just
What else?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, thanks for giving me a nightmare tonight. Are these haunted?